Hi all, good evening. Am I audible to you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome.
Yes. Yes.
And Himanshu is here, so we can actually begin the session in 2 minutes. Cap is here. So if anyone is having any doubts, please do clear only after the in the end of the session. Because if you interrupt the webinar session without his permission, that can actually delay the webinar into a lot more extent because this topic is very vast as the same system can't be actually thrown in a just one webinar. I hope you all guys are coordinate with it. And also, if you guys are not familiar with portfolio builders, I will actually introduce ourselves. My name is Adul Anil. I am the founder of Portfolio Builders, and Builders was actually started 2 years ago as an motive to help the designers in the market to be better. And we converted into an edtech platform last year. It's our first year anniversary on next June, like coming June 10th. And I hope you all guys will be also joining in that anniversary session also. And we are actively hosting the webinars and meetups and design challenges. We also have conducted the design challenge today. Every Tuesdays of every week, we are conducting design challenge, and the winners will be announced in the our Instagram and LinkedIn handle. Before that, I will just give you a brief about what Portfolio Builders is before getting into the webinar and handing over to Himanshu. So we are an edtech. We have actually an course and also Flutter development course in our Portfolio Builders. And what makes our portfolio builders unique is that we are community-based edtech. So we have 4,000 plus learners, and it's actually a peer-to-peer learning method. And we have active discussion groups in Discord and WhatsApp. And there is course supports also. What makes us really unique is that we are not just a theory-based class. We are real project because we have an IT firm called Portfoli Tech. That's our software development firm. We actually give live projects to our students and all also to community members, and that's makes us unique in the market. And we actually update our curriculum every 2 weeks. And what makes us another feature is that if you are not even our students, we give placements to our community members. You are already familiar with that because most of you guys are our community members, and we give you placements for free. And that's a major part. We just want to help each other because we are all designers in the end. And we will be conducting webinars every week from now, and as we were doing that earlier, but we got just busy with a few projects in portfolio stack for last few months, and we were not able to conduct webinars regularly. So from this week onwards, we will be actually conducting the webinars regularly. Next week also there are multiple webinars coming up. UX designer from Google, Admin Ando, also is joining us next week. And these are our courses: UI UX designing, web development, Flutter development, and AI-based courses. And there, and mainly I teach UI UX in Portfolio Builders, and Himanshu is our guest mentor who actually takes master classes. And also there's Akshay sir who actually teaches UI UX in our Portfolio Builders. So in the end of this webinar, you will be getting a webinar certificate. So guys, do fill the form in the end before you guys leaving the webinar. Then only you guys will be able to get the webinar via mail. So don't forget to fill the form. Our academic counselors will be actually helping you guys in the between the webinar. So do fill out the form. We will be sending the link in the chat. And if you didn't get the time to fill up the form, just DM us in the WhatsApp, or you can join us in the WhatsApp community. We will be sending the WhatsApp community link and also the certificate link in the chats. So do check it out. So I am handing over the webinar to Himanshu. So, Himanshu, all good to start?
Thank you, Atul. I think I'm all set. Thanks for the
Yeah.
introduction. Let me ask you first, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. And before that, I just want to give a heads up to all of you guys. Himanshu is my mentor also. So, like, he's the one who actually made me what I am right now. So, huge applause to him. And yeah, I'm handing
Thank
over
you,
the mic.
thank you, Atul. Those are some really wonderful big words from you. Thank you so much. Okay, hello everyone. Good evening. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are absolutely fine. Great. I just need some reactions from you. Great. All good. Okay. Do we have people outside of India as well?
I don't think so. We have people outside from India, all are from India, I
Great.
guess.
All right.
But it's a
Good
mix
to
of
know.
Hindi, Tamil, and Malayalam.
All right. And I want to understand one more demographic, which is like how many of us are students, or how many of us are like working professionals?
I think the 80 to 90% of them are students who are actively looking for jobs and looking like to like being a UI UX designer, and the 10 plus are working professionals.
Good to know. Awesome. Just passed +2. All right, good. Okay. Yeah, you can use the chat box just like right. Good. Awesome. Okay. So a little brief about me first. So I am a senior UX designer, and I started my career as a graphic designer. Then later on turned into UI and UX design. From since 2019, I'm working full time as a UX designer, and I work for startups and multinationals and enterprise level UX as well, like Verizon, Kyndryl, IBM, My Operator, and a lot of freelancing clients as well. And I have been mentoring students since more than 2.5 years now. So yeah, it's been a great journey, and I love interacting with you guys just like this. And yeah, that's what I enjoy. So today's topic is basically design systems, and why we are discussing the design system topic today is basically there are a lot of people who don't understand about the design systems. What are design systems? How do they work? How do we manage design systems? And how to work under the limitations of a design system as a whole, right? So there are companies out there in the world, IT firms, every company like Mastercard, Google, Amazon, even our Indian companies like Paytm, Rapido, and Swiggy, Zomato, Blinkit, and all of that. They all use design systems in their workflows. Why is that? Because design systems brings one important aspect, which is consistency. And why is consistency important? Because in digital product design, there are very limited ways that you can earn consumers' trust, right? You cannot talk to each and every customer. Let's say you're hovering over, like you're surfing on Zomato or Swiggy, right? Uh, how do you trust this company? There is no person on the other side of the screen who is telling you that we are doing this, we are doing that, and we have catered this much audience till now, and we have delivered every order on time, most of the orders on time, we have these kind of reviews. No, that's not how things works in digital world, right? So consistency, back to consistency. What consistency brings? Why do we need the consistency? Because consistency brings trust, right? You are on one screen and you move to another screen in the same app or in the same product or in the same website. Every time you switch the screens, you should feel home. which means that every time you are moving from one screen to another screen, you should not feel alienated, or you should not feel like, where am I right now, right? And to bring that thing, and to do that, we need consistency. Consistency in components, consistency in look and feel, consistency in branding, consistency in brand language, right? And to bring that consistency, what do we need? We need a system. We need a set of guidelines. And those systems, those set of guidelines is called a design system. So the ultimate goal of the design system is to bring trust, and to bridge the gap in between is consistency. Okay. So this is not just the whole and sole purpose of a design system. Design systems brings more than just consistency and trust. They save a lot of time. Okay. How? Because let's say, I'm going to give you an example. How do you think that McDonald's work? Each and every branch of McDonald's out there in the world. Let's say one branch is there in Philadelphia, in New York, in Moscow, wherever, in Hamburg, Germany, here in India, Kochi, Delhi, Mumbai. Each and every branch of McDonald's works seamlessly, and they deliver same products with the same authenticity each and every time you place an order. How it is possible? Because McDonald's have their own systems. They have a system, just like we have the design systems in the tech world. They have a system to follow, procedures, right? SOPs, standard of procedure, right? So that is what design system is in our tech world. A 16-year-old trainee or intern working at McDonald's is as efficient as a 20-year-old experience holder at McDonald's. How is it possible, right? How do they make it possible? Because they follow a set of guidelines. They follow a set of rules. So, to bring back to the design system, which this is that set of rules, set of guidelines we have to follow to bring in that consistency. And one more thing is there, which is productivity, right? Let's say you design a screen in 1 day, but having a design system cuts the time to, let's say, half the day or maybe a couple of hours. Because you don't have to design each and every time the same components, right? You have a set of components already there at place. So we are not going to go in the theoretical terms in this session so much, but we are going to do some live things on Figma. I'm going to present you, I'm going to cater you how we create components in a design system and push them. Okay, actually design systems is a very vast topic, and we are going to cover just very basics of it today. So I'm gonna give you a glimpse of like how do we create buttons, how do we manage like the color palette we have, the basics, right? The buttons, colors, and probably some UI components, some UI elements like notifications or like tags, and one more thing we can do, which is input field and icons, of course. Okay, so these things we are going to cover today. And there's a lot of things in design systems to cover, like variables, typography, truncations, min-max, height, semantics, and primitives. Right? These are all linked to the variable system. And how do we maintain a design system so it doesn't get absolutely obsolete in time? Right? How do we keep updating it? And in the end, I'm also going to give you some resources. The design systems of the world, best design systems out there in the world. Okay, but let's first jump. We will deep dive directly how do we create a design system? What things you need to keep in mind while creating a design system? All right. Because a design system cannot be a limited thing. It should be a scalable thing, right? Okay, let's go. I'm going to present you my whole screen, entire screen. I'm going to hide this panel from you. And yeah, so to give you a glimpse, I am actually using the design system I have worked upon recently. So this is called the Aegis design system. It has been created by me, and I am trying to, this is an open source design system and is available on Figma community to use. You can go search Aegis design system, or I can give you the link in the last. Okay. So I'm going to use some components from this design system to create some UI elements. Okay. So I'm going to let you. Okay. Let's say this is a card. First, let me give you a glimpse of the components in this design system we have. So this is the showcase. You see this dashboard. This has been created by using the components from this design system. All right. Now I'm going to go to components. This is a set of components, very limited because this is a work in progress, and I'm trying to add components, add elements. Whenever I have time, probably one component a week, just like that. So this is a button from this system. This is a tag. This is a card or a tile. This is how the navbar looks like, open and close both variants. This is how the navbar item, which has been used in this navbar. And this is our top bar, where we have a search field, and where we have profile and profile icon, notifications, and some table. And we have a search here, two variants of it. One is disabled, one is enabled or default. And we have very important component, which is input. So I'm going to use some of the components from this design system, and I'm going to show you the properties, the instance swap properties, how do they work, and all of that. So I'm going to go. I have loaded it. I have already loaded it in my Figma. So I am in my assets panel, and in my assets panel I have this Aegis design system. I'm going to click on it and go to the components. So let's say this card. This is the same card we have here. I'm going to drop it here. As you can see, I have just clicked on this card. Okay. As you can see on the right side properties panel, we have these properties. What are these properties? Do you have any idea? Because what do we do as designers, and especially when we are beginners, what do? We just don't care about like the properties, the components, the variants, the parent and the children thing. We never worry about it. We just what do we do? We just create a frame. Let's say, okay, we have to create a card. Okay, let's create a card. Huh? And let's give it some radius, border radius. Now it's looking good. Okay, let's put some element over here. Let's say total patients. Okay, and done. Total patients. Okay. How much patients? How many patients we have? Let's say 599. Okay, I'm going to increase the number of the and let's see. I need to add a button also, right? So let's create a button. Okay, let's create a button. Fill. I'm going to give it a fill. Something like this. I'm also going to give it a radius, because who doesn't love radiuses, right? This is the button, and let's say this is a button, just like that. 16. And probably add a auto layout to it. Done. Auto layout ho gaya and done. Okay. Total patients and just like that. And I need to add some add what? Add one. Let's say icon. Okay, let's go and add one icon. I have opened. I'm gonna type here user, and here we go. We have the icon as well. But let's say okay, something like that, and gonna give a radius to this as well. Okay, frame and one more frame, and yeah, okay. Gonna give a auto layout to this text as well. Okay, and done. I think we are all right. Please allow me 1 second. My puppy is crying over there. Hey, sorry for the interruption. My puppy was crying. Okay, back to puppy is okay. Yeah, he's fine. Okay, so as you know, as an immature designer, as a beginner designer, we may not look at the future aspects of a component. Okay, we just go, we draw frames, we put elements, and done. Okay, just like that. But this is not how things are done. Okay, I'm being very candid over here. This is not how you should think. You should always think it from actually a designer's perspective. Actually, you should think of the future perspective. Like, okay, I've done this. Okay, let's say I may even turn this into a component. Okay, let's say a component one here. Component card. I'm just randomly doing this thing. Okay, so component card. Okay, I'm gonna reuse it because I know how things are done. We need to use components because at the later stage components can be modified. Let's say this is the child of this parent, and let's say my manager doesn't like the way it looks. I can always go and change the aspects in the parent. ये हो गया, मैंने इसका border radius change कर दिया 16, let's say 8. Now my manager will appreciate me. Okay, now let me do it something like this. Done. I'm the master of design system. No, you are not. Why? Because this is not how components are made. Okay, I will tell you how. So as I have selected this component, on the right side properties panel, you don't see any properties nested with this component. You don't see any properties nested with this component. I will give you a scenario. You have used this card at multiple places, and you have you have to replace the icon at each and every card, because not every card is going to be total patients, right? Some cards are going to be total revenue. Some cards are going to be total, let's say, total employees, right? Or let's say, what do you say? Number of employees, or number of medicines, number of anything, right? So as the title of this card is going to change, the relative icon is going to be there as well. So at this scenario, how are you going to do it? Because this component ka icon cannot be replaced. Why? Because this is the child of this parent, right? Chalo, let me try. let's say I have taken this icon. Okay, I have cut and selected. Pasting inside the current selection is not possible because this is not how components are made. Okay. Can you please mute yourself? I am hearing my echo. Thank you. So as I have told you, you don't see any properties on the right side, properties panel. But as soon as I click on this card, you have all the properties. Right? How do we do that? We will do it. Don't worry. But first, let me flex. First, let me flex something. Okay. So total patients. So total patients is going to become number of employees. Good. Number of employees 32. Are they increased or decreased? Let's say they have decreased by minus 32%. But if they have decreased, then why this tag is in green? Okay, no problem. If they have decreased, okay, red or sorry, orange, yellow, right? Because decrease can't have a success color, right? It must have a negative color. Okay. But the icon in this tag is again at upwards. We need to change this icon to downwards, right? Decrease. So I'm going to go at icon. I'm going to search arrow down and down. Okay. Similarly, if I have to change this icon, again, I'm going to go at the icon and I can change the icon as well. Right? So this is how scalable components are made. But how do we attach these properties to the component? Okay. So first, let me create a new page where we keep our central icon library. Okay. I am going to use a open source icon library called Tabular Icons. You can use another libraries as well, like Phosphor Icons. Phosphor Icons is also a good library of icons. You can use that. I'm going to show you both. So this is Phosphor. That was Tabular. Okay. We have fill, duo, tone. We have bold. We have like this is the weight of the icons, right? We can do this. Okay. Let's use Phosphor for now. And I'm gonna use arrow. I need arrow, right? I need arrows. Arrow right. Here it is. Right? Even I need this. What is this? This is arrow out. And let's say I need a cart icon as well. This. And okay, we are going to add icons as we need. For now, I think these are more than enough. Okay, icon, select all. We need to convert them as component set of multiple components. So these icons are first need to be converted into components, individual components. Okay. This shopping cart is individual component, arrow right is individual component, arrow square out is individual component. Now I'm going to go again on page 1, right? And I'm just going to make a card just like this. Delete and delete. Let's take a frame. Okay. Not we are, so you need to think it from the perspective like what sort of elements we need in this card. Okay, as I have this card already in front of me, I can tell like we need a tag, we need a button, we need an icon. Okay, that's fine. Similarly, we have another card with similar properties over here. see, look at the properties over here. So yeah, no, nonetheless, I'm gonna recreate a card. So before I go further, as I have created the central icon library, I'm also going to create a component which is going to be used inside this card component, which is this tag, right? Okay, go to tag. I mean, I have created this page already. So I'm going to go to tag, create a frame, or don't create a frame at first. Let's start with the text, right? So let's say plus 31%, plus 31%, and I'm going to use typography enter. I'm going to use enter. Plus 31%, 12. Yes, I need 12 bold or semi-bold. Let's figure it out later. For now, I can take semi-bold. And I'm gonna hit auto layout on this. Okay, now this is an auto layout, and I'm gonna fill it with some color. As this was a positive tag, or is a positive tag, I'm going to use this green color, something like that. Rain and the color. And let's take something like this and change the color of the text as well. Plus 31. Yeah, it looks fine to me for now. Keep it outside of the frame 2, frame 1, and we are going to use the sorry. 6 is too large. 12 is too large. And I'm going to add some border corner radius as well, or probably 4 or 6. 6 looks fine. Right. Now I'm going to name it the frame tag. Okay. Fine. Perfectly fine. Later we can change it as well. No problems in that. Now tag. I'm going to make it a component. Should I? Not now. Let's call it positive. Make another one. Also, I forgot one more icon which we needed. The upward and downward arrow, because we need that in the card, right? So again, go to phosphor icon, and we have sort of let's say this icon here, and downward arrow. I'm gonna search arrow. Why don't I see a downward arrow here? Yeah, here. We need these arrows as well. So I'm going to again make individual components or multiple components of them. Now I'm just going to copy this and put it inside the tag. Command V, and done. Now this is too big for this, so I'm gonna reduce the size, probably 12. No, 16 looks fine. Yeah, 16 looks fine. Now the gap in between them is too much, so I'm gonna reduce that to probably 2 or probably 0. For now, let's say 0. Okay, and change the color to this. Now make a copy of this. Command D. Now make a copy of this and call it negative. Right. Okay. Negative minus. Not 33, 31, but 99, because that is a wider number. Minus 99% plus 99%, and just replace this icon with downward icon. Copy this, come back to tag, replace this icon. Again, reduce the size of the icon to 16 and change the color to this again. Not this. I'm going here. Because this is a negative, we need the color to be somewhere around this. Okay. I'm just taking a random, not very scientific approach here. Just a random, because we need this, right? We can't spend all day on just on just color selection, right? Okay, so 1 and 2, positive and negative. What do I need to do? I need to make sure both are selected. Go to component, drop down menu, create component set. Done. And rename the component 1 to tag test for now. Tag test. Okay. So this is positive, this is negative. Now let me take a copy of this. Okay. So we have a property already aligned because we have created a component set. Okay. So what if we need one more property? Let's say positive, negative, and we also need a neutral. Okay. Okay, no problem. Let's select the tag test. Click on this plus button, add variant. Okay. Call this variant. As you can see on the right side, properties variant 3. We are going to call it neutral. Done. And we are going to call this property type. So this is a type of the tag. Whether it is a positive tag, whether it is a negative tag, whether it is a neutral tag. So now in neutral, we need what? We need the color to change. Let's say something blue. Okay, something blue. And again, not very scientific, but yeah, we need this. Oh, sorry, wrong selection. Yeah, just like that. So copy here. We have a component ready. Okay, positive, negative, or neutral. Cool. I'm gonna go change the position, positive, negative, neutral. Done. But now, let's say in neutral, we don't have an icon, right? Because let's say we can't find an icon. What do we do now? Or we don't need an icon in this tag. So I'm gonna go first, select the icon inside, go to the properties ka appearance wala section, hit this icon, apply variable property. In appearance, click and add a new variable called show icon. This is a Boolean property value, true or false, right? And just create property. Done. What will it do? Tell me. It has created another property inside this show icon. No, we don't need an icon. Gone. Okay? Gone. Negative? Yeah. You don't see this property in negative because we have not applied it in negative, right? So now we are going to apply it in the negative as well. Select, go to this created in this file, and we already have this property here, so we don't have to recreate it. Just apply that property. Same, select here, go to appearance, show icon, and done. Let's take a copy of this again. Positive icon, no icon. Okay. Negative icon, no icon. Neutral icon, no icon. Done, sir. We are done. Okay, ji. Now copy it. Go back to page 1. I'm going to call this page showcase. Okay. I'm going to create a frame just like that. Place it inside this frame somewhere here. And probably add some, let's say, border radius to this. Looks fine to me for now. Okay. What else do we need? We need icon of the card. So we are going to create, we have the icons in here. So we need the user icon, right? We don't have the user icon. Let's bring in user icon. Users, multiple users. This one, I like this one. Import it to our central icon library again and convert it into a component. I have used the shortcut command option K. Now again, go back to showcase and sorry, where was the icon? Here is the icon. Now copy it, go to showcase, paste it inside somewhere, something like that. Okay, and let's say we need it inside a frame. I'm gonna call it icon and give it a border radius of some sort. .58 by 58. I don't like the size of it. Let's say 40. Done. Okay, and change the background color as well to something darker, just like that. Okay, probably the size was okay. 51. Let's take 52 and 52, and I'm going to make sure the constraints are marked over here. Okay, sir. Cool. We have the icon. Now let's put the text over here. Number of employees. Enter. Good. Light? No. Bold? Probably semi-bold. Size should be 16, something like that. Or let's say total employees. Yeah. I'm going to use just tell me in between if it is getting something overwhelming. Okay, total employees and of course the number in itself, let's say 45. We need a bigger, much larger size. 45. Okay, this should be auto. This should also be auto. Let's change the color to something lighter for this one and not semi-bold, probably medium. Medium looks fine for now. Shift A, I have added an auto layout over here. What else can we do? We can probably move this here and move this here and this here. Something like that. Yep. We have geo. Cool. Looks fine for now. All right, sir. Okay. Now convert this card into a. We will convert this card into a component and apply the same properties we have applied to this tag. Okay, to make this card scalable. Okay. Cool. Should not be very okay. Okay. I'm gonna rename it to card test. All right, not card test, but card test or tile test. Okay, convert this into a component and done. Now what? Apply the same properties. Height, I'm gonna make it okay. We have this and that. Cool. I'm so sorry. I have done a mistake, which was auto layout. I'm not not applied auto layout to this. This is auto layout, and we have to do an auto layout in here as well. This is going to be auto, and this is going to be for now her content, and this needs to be a auto layout as well. All right, 12 here. This field, this is going to be fill, this is going to be hug and hug. Okay, good, fine. This is going to be fill container, fill container. This is also going to be fill, this is also going to be fill. Good, great, sounds good to me, looks good to me. Great, okay, now we will convert this into a component. Cool, we have this component over here. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, now the next properties. We don't have any properties over here, right? So we need to add properties. So what? Variant, text, boolean, instance swap, what? Again, going to appearance. Let's say we don't need this. Let's say we don't need this in every card, right? Because every card will not be having mandatorily the upwards and the downwards, like how much the shift was, right, in the numbers. Not always. Because if you limit this card into like not giving it flexibility, but well, this is not going to scale, right? So you have to think from the scalability perspective. Like this card can be utilized at multiple places and not just built for one purpose. So to do that, we need some flexibility in this card, right? Okay, so this appearance property, again, show tag, done. All right, sir. We have one property over here. Okay, show tag. Now let's say we want this icon to change. So we need a instance swap. Okay, click this icon, which is already a component over here, right? If the icon is not component, that is not gonna go work. So I'm gonna select this icon, hit this icon over here, create instance swap property. Instance swap means this icon can be changed to another icon from our central icon library, which we have set up already. Okay, so click this instance user 3. All right, just create this, and it will be done. Okay. Now similarly, for this card to work more flexibly, the user should not go and edit this from here, edit this from the card. We should have properties for these labels and titles individually on the properties panel itself. All right. So to do that, just select the title. Select the title. I'm sorry. Sorry. This is not working right now. Component configuration is fine. Something I'm missing here. Something I'm missing. Something. Which was that? All right, we'll figure out it later, okay? Label. Okay, let's test this out first. So I'm gonna copy this as a child. As you can see, we have the properties over here. Show tag, no, we don't need the tag. Okay, show tag, but we don't need the positive tag. we need negative tag. Or we need just a neutral tag and not the icon. Okay. चलो अब इसको ऐसे एडिट करते हैं. Total employees. Employees present. What happened? Employees present. Okay. And let's say 387. Done. And we need to change the icon. Something, yeah. Let's say something else, like that. Just like that. Or items in cart. So in this case, we don't need the tag. Items in cart 387. This is how the scalability is defined in components while designing a design system. And these principles apply at each and every level, each and every component. Okay, you can create this sort of a card, this sort of a tile for mobile, for web applications, or anything. What you need to do, you just need to follow the guidelines I have just told you. We are going to do the recap, but this time we are going to do a button. Okay, we are going to design a button with icon, button without icon, button, different states of button, different variants of a button. Okay. For now. So people, if you have any questions for now, I'm going to give you a quick break for 2 minutes. Meanwhile, I'll also drink water. Okay. So if you have any questions, anything, any doubts, or any, maybe suggestions as well, I'm open to all. We will receive a recording of this session. Yogendra, I don't have an idea. Maybe portfolio builders will be able to tell you better. Yes, you are. Any more questions? Priyanka is asking, when do we start designing the design system? Should we do it after the hi-fi wireframing? And how can we decide, Hasib, Habib, how can we decide what should we design as beginners? Yes, very good question. Yes, hi-fi wireframing, okay, high fidelity wireframing, Priyanka. Yes, design systems fall in between the design process before the hi-fis. Okay, before the hi-fis. Because if you do it afterwards, there's no point. You have to do you have to redo the whole thing, right? If you have already done the high fidelity wireframing, and then you are going to introduce and design some components, it will be a disaster for you. You have to design each and every button, each and everything again and again. So no. Yeah. So before high fidelity. Okay. Neetu, can you tell us the AI tools used in UI UX? Okay. So we can probably discuss this later, because this is we have the topic different today. We have a design system topic. Neetu, you have raised your hand. Do you have a question? Okay, Hasib had the question, how can we decide what should we design as beginners? As beginner, I can understand that you don't have that much of understanding of systems, understanding of scalability, understanding of future aspects from a product point of view. So what I can give you, I can just give you an advice to observe the existing design systems out there. Okay, you go you observe the design systems, you practice those design systems, you use those components, and by utilizing those components, you create UIs, you create dashboards, you create mobile apps. Okay. So use those, download those assets, download those design systems on your system, on your computer system, utilize those components and create a whole UI, user interface from those UI components. Only then you will understand gradually that what sort of components are used in the industry and what should I look for when I design my own design system. Okay. I will give you the repository of the design systems afterward the class. Don't worry. All right. Okay. How did I start my journey? We'll talk it in the later stage. Okay. So coming back to the point. Now let's design a beautiful button. Okay. Let's go back. I'm gonna share my screen again. Share the entire screen. That will be better. Okay, so you have seen this. You have seen this. You can see more show tab. You have like more variants of that. Shopping or some. You can change the icons, right? You can change the tag type. Show icon. We need icon here. We need positive. Let's say this. Right. So these are the different things you can do with this card we have done. So before we design the button, let me take you back to the button component of Aegis design system, which I have designed already. As you can see, there are 1, 2, 3, and 4. Probably you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3. 6 into 3. What's the value? 18. So did I have to like 18 buttons? How this is going to be overwhelming, right? Actually, no. This is not 18 buttons. This is just one button containing all the properties, all the variants, all the states. Okay. How? Just let me drag and drop it here. This button. Okay. This is just one single button, one component having all the properties inside it. First, show and no show, which is the icon. Icon on and off. Okay. Now, second, let me just give it to you here. So, first we are going to change the type. This is the primary, this is the secondary. Similarly, we have the tertiary. Okay. Now we have one more, which is primary, but icon only. Again, secondary, but icon only. Again, tertiary, but icon only. Okay. These are the types. Just the types. Now let me change them. Let me change them to their disabled states. These are the disabled states of this button. Let me draw a frame over here so you can understand it better. Okay, now you may be able to see. Again, these were the disabled states. Now let's make them focused state. What are the focus state? Focus state is basically the tab button when you use the keyboard just to move around in the UI. Okay, so it will create a highlighter circle over a button or over a component which is then selected, right? Okay, so this is default state, this is disabled state, and this is focus state. Cool, sir? Okay. This is how you design buttons. Okay. Chalo. Let's design a button. Okay, let's say button. Button have text called enter. Have to detach it first. Enter. Okay. 16 px, fine. It's fine. Now let's make a autolift. Shift A. I'm gonna make a fill over here, and let's say let's take color black for now. Okay. And call it primary. But I don't like the paddings over here, so I'm gonna make sure I'm using the 4-point grid system. Let's say here we go 16 and here we go 8. Okay, 16 and 8. Hug and hug. And gap in between is 8. Looks fine to me. Yeah, it looks fine to me. Okay. Again, we need an icon over here, right? So I'm gonna go to our central icon library. Please allow me one moment. Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna go central icon library, copy this icon and paste it inside this button. But we cannot see this because the icon is in color black, so I'm going to use the white. Okay. Now the gap in between is 8, and the padding to the left and right is 16, and the top bottom is 8. Okay, this button looks fine to me, no problem. But the text not medium, probably light. Yeah. Okay, sir. Now let's create a secondary button for the same. Secondary. But this time we are not going to use the fill, but stroke. Okay. As the primary button is black, the stroke should be black as well. So this and the text and icon should be black as well. Let me create a frame here so you can take a better look. All right. Now I'm going to delete the frame again. Okay. Primary, secondary, and tertiary. One more button. In this, we just don't need the stroke. That's that. Simple as that. Okay. Done, sir. Either do this, or you can do some. You can always take another approach. No problem in that. And again, go here, create a component set. Done, sir. Call it button test. This is primary, this is secondary. We have conflicting variants. Okay, why this why this message over here? Because we have the buttons with the same properties. Okay, so we cannot have. Okay, secondary test. Let me change the name to secondary test. Okay. Change the name to secondary test and tertiary, not secondary test, but call this tertiary. That will solve the problem. Done. Secondary, primary, secondary, and tertiary, and we call this type. What type of button we are having? Primary, secondary, and tertiary. All right, let's make a copy. Let's see. Yep, it's working, and it's working fine. Good. Now, same property. We need to create this button if we have, let's say, a case where we don't need the icon at all, right? So again, I'm gonna click on the icon, which is already a component in our central icon library. Click on this, click on the appearance, add a property, show icon, yes or no, right? or we can say has icon. Let's create has icon. Same, go here, do the same to this and to this, same property. Now let's create a property for this. Now create a property. So you remember I was having trouble about the properties for items in cart in 387. Now we will not be having the same trouble here, because at the component making stage, I will make sure that it is going to be eliminated. So like I have created the appearance, the show and hide icon property created from here, from the appearance panel. I'm going to create the same for my button text from the text properties. Create here, click here, click on this property name. हम डालेंगे यहाँ पे probably let's say a label. Okay, label says button and create. Done, sir. Same with this, because we have already created this, we just have to apply. Same with this. Same with this. Okay, sir. And ma'am. All right. Let's make a copy of this button. And as you can see, we have the properties over here. If we need an icon, okay. If we don't, then also okay. Okay, ji. Now, I am forgetting one thing. What is that? What if I need to switch this icon to something else? Again, just like we have created the instance swap property on this icon, we are going to create the same here. Just from here, this icon, create instance swap. Instance name, probably we can say icon. Create property and done. Same with this icon. Same with this icon and done. Now let's test the button. Okay. Primary, secondary, tertiary. Please mute yourself. Anybody? Please mute. Okay. Has icon or doesn't have an icon. Now the label, it says button, but I will say add to cart. And as I am editing this and hit enter, this changes just like that. This was the property I was telling about. But the icon doesn't go with the text, right? So we need to change the icon to the cart. Traditionally, what we would do, we would download a cart icon and then replace it with the arrow icon. But if you think from the design system's perspective, what you have to do, just click here and swap it with the shopping cart. And done. Okay, sir. And ma'am. Right? This is how you do a design system. Please mute yourself, guys. Please mute yourself. Okay. So let's say we have this icon. We have this button, and we want a secondary button over here. Add to cart. No. Save for later. Okay. Done. Save for later. But save for later, we need a different icon. Let's see if we have that sort of icon. Save for later. We don't have that icon. Now what we do? What do we do? We just go to our central icon library. Place one icon here. Save for later. Just like save, or let me see, bookmark. Do we have a bookmark icon? Yes, we have. Okay. Add one icon over here. Convert it into a component, and you are done, my friends. Now change it. Save for later. How is it? Are you enjoying this? See, This is how design systems make your life easier. You just have to create the components once and for all, and you're done. You can create multiple iterations by using these components again and again. Okay, let's say that I don't like the height of these buttons. No problem. Go back to your component, change it to something else, and you are done. 40, we had 40, now it is 52. Okay, now it is 52. And let's say I don't like the sharpness. Oh, no problem, sir. You can always change the border radius, right? It was 0, now it is 8. Done. You are good to go. Just like that. What do you need to do? Add to cart. Change the icon to cart. Now create one more copy of this button, and we need a secondary button and save for later. Okay, no problem. We have the icon for that as well. Right? Full width buttons in a mobile setup. I have added a auto layout to this. I'm going to do that, and that is how I create a significant system over here. All right, this is how things look in real world when you have some real good assets. Okay, meh, I don't like the black color. No problem. No problem. No problem. Do we have a problem? No, we don't. Right? This is my friends is design system, and this was just the basics, right? We didn't even set the colors. Let me take you to the colors. So this is the Aegis design system I was telling about. We have the brand colors. We have the neutrals. We have the status colors. We have the whole spectrum. How do they look like? We have set up the typography over here. Display का typography ये रहा, heading का typography ये रहा, body का typography ये रहा, others as well. How does this work? This works like this. This is the typography. This is the colors. These are the icons. Right? This is components. And we have the case study. So typography, let me tell you, how does the typography work in there? Formation, or let's say profile. So we have a set of variables for typography. That is heading display. Okay, I'm going to attach this display Excel. Done, sir. Profile. Profile section of a mobile app. But this needs to be something like body or but tag text. Yeah, tag text. Okay. This is how you curate. Now color. Color हमें बार-बार जाके we don't have to customize color. We have the library already. I'm going to select from the let's say neutral, but this seems very light. Okay. So text secondary. This is going to be text primary. We have curated this, right? Text primary. We know what color is set to be used for primary text. what color is going to be used for secondary text. You can define all of this in design systems. You don't have to worry again and again like what color was used. You don't have to color pick it every time. You don't have to match the color. You just have to select it from the library, right? So for this, let's say I'm going to attach the brand color, brand primary. This is the brand primary. Similarly for this as well, brand primary. And for this, libraries, brand primary, done. Done! As simple as that. Let's take a look. As simple as that. That's how you design wonderful interfaces. Okay. Right? No, I don't like this. So, I don't like this intertext. So, I'm going to change it with the predefined Aegis design system kit text style, which is button text, already defined button text. Change it, button text. Done. Awesome. This was a very brief of what design systems are, how design systems work, and how can you create your own design systems. We have just touched the surface. We have just scratched the surface. Design systems are deep, and it will take couple of more sessions to understand more things like variables, like semantics and primitives. What are semantics? What are primitives? Tokens, right? Tokenization, typography का भी जैसे मैंने आपको बताया, right? And in components as well, there are terms called minimum and maximum, right? Min-max. You have to set min-max, otherwise your components will fall. There is truncation. Truncation is basically you have to limit the number of text variables can be used or seen. Right? The text can be longer, but the component will only show certain number of alphabets. That's called truncation. And how do you update design systems? How do you maintain design systems so your design systems doesn't fall, doesn't break, right? And how do you launch your own design systems? So we have covered very little like buttons, colors, tag, icons. Input field to rahi gaya, बहुत important aspect. let me just allow just 2 minutes, okay? Inputs. I'm going to show you the Aegis design system ka inputs. Nothing else, nothing more, just the input thing. Assets. I'm going to go to assets and I'm going to go to input here. Okay. Sorry, stretched it. So this input has, let's say this one has label. Label, we are going to change it to name, and value Himanshu Chaudhary. Done. Do we need the icon here? No, we don't. Done. Label? Yes, label. We need the label, or we don't need the label. No problem. If you need the label, yes, we need the label. Let's say label is email. I'm going to call himanshu@email.com. Done, sir. We need the icon? No, we don't need the icon here. Okay, let's say one more, which is password. Do we need the icon? Yes, we need the icon here to see the password. Okay. Now, let's say you cannot edit the email. So what? We are going to, let's say password is incorrect. Oh my God. You have filled incorrect password. Or you cannot edit the email. So then what? I'm going to change it to the disabled state. Done, sir. You cannot change the state. You cannot change the email ID. This is how different components, different types of these components can be utilized. Okay, you can check out the you say the Aegis design system. Also, I am going to give you some. I'm going to give you some say resources. Okay, check your chat. Design system library, box icons, stapler icons, and phosphor icons. I have provided you. This is the links. These are some links where you can connect with me and you can check out the Aegis design system. So let's begin the question Q&A, question answer. If you have any questions, please ask. I may have missed some questions in between because I was not at this screen, but this is the time. Are design systems created by UI designers? What is the exact workflow from UX design to UI design? I am a bit confused. Yes, design systems are created by UI designers, but Khushbu, UI and UX, you cannot separate those terms. You cannot separate those professions altogether. In my opinion, you may differ from me. The world can differ from me, but in my opinion, in my experiences, I cannot see any design. Whether I am just doing the user interface design, I just cannot, move away from the user's perspective. And as long as I am thinking from the user's perspective, I am thinking from the UX designer's perspective. Right? Because we want to give the experience. We want to give the good experience to users. So UI and UX, these fall under the same umbrella. But if your question is that who designed the design systems, actually design systems designers are particularly design systems designers. They just do the design systems. They design it, they maintain it, they update it, and they are the owner of it. But yeah, they fall under UI designers probably. And more questions? Components are designed to be reusable. Yes, Khushbu. Can we copy the necessary components from one project into another project, or every time we have to create components from? I am afraid, Shubhangi, you cannot copy. You can use the existing components as a base to create the new components, but you just cannot copy because they are neurologically linked to one library. Okay, so if you are bringing one component from the library, you are bringing the library into this. Like I have shown you the Aegis design system. The Aegis design system was created in another file, and it was then uploaded to the Figma community, uploaded to the cloud, uploaded to be used and utilized by the whole world. That will fetch it from the cloud itself. So if I am using it anywhere at anybody's email ID or anybody's Figma, I am actually pulling the components from the source. So you cannot copy. You can use them as a base, but you cannot copy. And if you copy and if you want to modify those components, you probably have to detach them. So once they are detached, they are no more design systems, right? Habib, if there's a button more than 2, yes, there can be. I have shown you primary, secondary, tertiary, 3 types of buttons. Okay, Shubhangi, thank you. Any more questions, guys? Please, come on. How do you decide what components to include in a design system when starting from scratch? Well, Rutuja, this question is probably answered by my experience actually. So, like I have mentioned before, you go out there. I have provided you with the references. I have provided you with the resources, the design system repository. You go explore the design systems out there in the world, created by wonderful, phenomenal design teams out there, used by top companies like IBM and Google, Paytm, Amazon, Netflix, right? SoundCloud, Spotify, Cloudflare, Visa, Mastercard. You go, you explore those design systems. You check out their each and every atom level component, that what components they have used. By only then you have to have you have to keep practicing, and then only you can know that what components are going to be used, or what components should I think from the beginning. But yeah, basically basic components like buttons, cards, tiles, tags, input fields, search. These are the basic. These you cannot get away without these. Lastly, about your journey of becoming a designer, where did you start from? Like everything, what's your steps when it comes to design a product from ground zero? What's your step? What is the use of assets? And tell us something AI tools. Lastly, about your journey. My journey is basically I have been a designer from the very beginning. Okay. It was very evident and very clear to me from my school days that I need to be in this field. That's why I did not pursue my graduation and directly went into diploma programs in 2011, 2009, and again in 2012. So I have enrolled myself in the diploma programs and started out my journey back then in 2012-13 as a graphic and web designer, but my inclination was always towards the digital side of the things, so was not very much interested in the print side of the things. And that's why how I explored website designing, mobile app designing, when the Android market was very flourishing in India back in 2014-13, right? So, and that's how I transformed myself, because and one of the major part me being a mentor today is not having a mentor at my time. So yeah, that's my journey in brief. But if you want to read it, like the छोटा सा article है Medium पे, so you can read that. So much. Hanan, am I pronouncing your name correctly? Is it Hanan? Yes, okay. Please, it is my request. I'm folding my hands. Do not enroll yourself in a design degree program. You will waste your hard-earned money, not yours, your parents, but it is hard-earned. You will waste 4 years of your precious life. Please do not. I'm sorry for being very harsh towards the academia, but that is what the reality is. Learn from us. We are here, okay? You have a wonderful coach over there.
Yeah, if anyone is having any other doubts, you can actually turn on your mic and also ask. And if you are having trouble with typing on the chats, you are free to use the mics too.
Yes. Khushbu, there is Khushbu is asking, there is different system for iOS and Android. We have to design it twice. So it depends on the company's side. Okay. In most of the cases, it is not the case, because people are using. Let's take the example of Swiggy and Zomato and Rapido. people use Rapido, Zepto, these mobile apps at different platforms, right? At iOS and at Android as well. Do they look very different from iPhone to Android? Certainly not. Because firstly, if they do, they will lose the consistency. Again, the consistency aspect. The branding, Zepto का पूरा branding मिल जाएगा अगर उन्होंने दो अलग-अलग platforms के लिए अलग-अलग designs किया, right? So what companies generally do today is they basically create hybrid apps. You don't need to recreate again and again. So most of the designs were fine with iOS and Android. Some of the components, some of the elements which are very native, which are going to be like that, like let's say snack bar post notifications, which iOS have different and Android have different. Those bits and tiny bits you have to do, but no, not the whole thing. So what about those who already are doing the design degree? You, my friends, are. I think after this session you are going to ask more brutal questions to your faculties and to your administration, and probably they can arrange some sessions from us. Then you will be saved.
It's not like that. We didn't actually demotivated you guys to do the design degree. We just said that doing a design degree will cost you a lot of money, and you will actually waste almost 3 to 5 years on that. That's why we said that it's actually not worth it if you haven't enrolled it. If you are already enrolled it, what you can do is that upskill yourself daily, because the curriculum on this design and design is not up to notch. So you can actually learn yourself by like YouTubes and everything, and upskill yourself to be the best in the market. That's you can do. Don't drop it and don't blame anyone, your family or anyone. Just be the best. That's all you can do. You haven't taken bad decision. Like we are there for you. Don't be sad on that. That's all. We just doesn't want to waste others' money. That's why we said that. Okay. Don't take it in a negative way.
Absolutely. The aspect was like it was the university education, not just BDES. So it is worldwide, not just Indian phenomena, not just the design phenomena. It is worldwide. University education is always on the back foot from the very beginning, and that's why there was this need of these type of webinars, sessions, cohort-based programs, Kickstarter programs. You need to upskill yourself from time to time, right? And that was my main goal to convey.
Yeah, you guys said out like I am from a BCom background and I am still a UI UX designer for last these years. And like if you take our students and alumni, they are also not from any design degree background. They are from different backgrounds, so don't rush on it. And just if you are too good and if you want a high level of placements, you can go for a big colleges. That's all. Like if you're like aiming for a big placements, then you can join the design degree courses. Else, if you are confident in yourself in the skill that you have, I would prefer to learn by yourself or join us so you can learn by YouTube or somewhere and be the best and apply in some companies. Nowadays, companies don't look into your degrees; they only need skills. So
absolutely,
that's my advice.
Okay, Yogendra is asking repeatedly, so do a session on prototyping. Okay, we'll try.
Yeah, we will do more sessions. And what hiring manager look for is that what is the problem that you guys are solving, how did you solve it, and what impact that you create. This is the advice for you guys: problem, solution, impact.
Yes, Amarish, degrees not very much matter in this field. It's the skills that matters. Again, I'm sharing the assets, the resources again, so you can have a look. Okay, nice session. By the way, I have a question. If I already have color variables like blue 100, blue 200, etc., why do I need to tokenize them again? I'll give you short answer. For what cases I will use blue 200 for? Just answer me this. If you have that answer, then you don't need primitive semantics. Okay, I will answer you. I will assign blue 200 as my primary brand color, or the colors to be used in primary actions. That is why I need primitive semantics. To tell people, to tell designers, after you, when you are not available, that where to use blue 200. Right? You have created a bunch of colors, blue 100 to blue 900. What color should I use for my primary button? That's why you use primitives and semantics. That's not rework. That's actual variables put to good use. Neeraj is asking, I have 3 years of experience in the industry as a UX designer. For next level of the career, what I have to learn in 2025, like motion graphics, 3D rendering, or etc. Well, it depends, Neeraj, in which direction you want to portray yourself in future. Right. If you want to become a motion designer, then probably learn motion graphics. If you want to become a 3D designer with UI UX skills on your hands, you can do that. But if you want to stay in UI UX, if you want to design mobile apps, if you want to design websites, if you want to design dashboards, well, you probably need to learn a bit of programming. Okay, coding, HTML, CSS, React. You need to have some sense of how programming, how code works. If you do that, that's good. After that, learn AI. Code with AI. Wide code. That's the direction you should look for if you are sticking to the UI UX side.
And also, I just wanted to add on that, like if you want to like upskill in your current situation, like if you are already having a 3 years experience, I would suggest you to focus on an industry. Like my major domain is on finance, Web3, and gaming. So if you focus on a single domain, that will actually help you to improvise yourself, and that will actually guide yourself to focus on what all tools that you have to learn in the market. So rather than being a UI UX designer and switching into multiple companies, just focus on a single domain. That's what I have to add on, because that will actually give more priority to you, because you are being expert in the market. So that's one suggestion that I have to add on.
Very good piece of advice over there, Atul. By the way, Neeraj is a MCA graduate and he dropped coding. Actually, Neeraj, you have a hidden superpower and you don't understand. You can be a UX engineer, man. You can be a UX engineer. You are a MCA graduate. You have a coding past, right?
Yes.
So you have a hidden superpower. You can be a UX engineer. You can be paid more.
Yeah, I didn't know that actually.
Yeah. Search the term UX engineer. Google, Amazon, Apple, big shots are hiring for
UX
this
engineers
particular.
and UI UX developers. You guys must seen that UI UX developers, UI developers. It's the same role.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
All right, Atul, over to you. If I have missed any questions, please tell me.
Yeah, you haven't actually missed any of the questions they have. And if anyone is having any more doubts, you can actually ask her, because we are about to wind up the session. And we have actually given a form to fill. You guys will be getting a webinar session, like webinar certificate, and do tag Himanshu and me and Portfolio Builders when you post the webinar certificates on LinkedIn, so we can actually see that. And also we can take a screenshot. Himanshu, can you actually take a screenshot and we can share it in the LinkedIn, and you guys can actually like, if you guys can turn on the camera and give a thumbs up, that would be great, right? Yeah. And not just emoji thumbs up, like if you guys can
like the physical.
picture of this, and that would be great. Let's open up the camera. Yeah. Come on, guys. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Like Thomas, Kritika, Kalyani, Gaurav. Good. Hey, with smiling faces. Nice.
Yeah.
Good. Awesome.
That was awesome.
Wonderful.
Thank you, guys. And do fill the form. And that form actually will be helpful for us to fill out all the details. And you guys will be getting the certificates via mail in 48 hours. And do share it in the LinkedIn, and you can also add it in your resumes and everything. And also that will be great addition to optimize your LinkedIn profile. So do utilize that, and we will be conducting more sessions. I have already discussed with Himanshu that like we have more sessions on design system and much more topics. Like Himanshu is there for you for the these doubt clearance, and if you guys have any doubts, you can reach out to him via LinkedIn or talk me, and you guys can also reach out to me anytime, because we are there to help you guys. Like, and one more advice for you guys: when you guys also become a UI UX designer or a designer in the market, when juniors or the freshers come up to you, just help them out too, because that's how the community works, and it can actually help others. Yeah, awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you, Himanshu.
Yeah, same to you. Yeah, bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Good night.